Hey guys, what is going on? Shadow of Nexus back here with another video, and we gotta talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 and seeing how the Nintendo Switch 2 specs have leaked. Now, again, like I said before, the specs were leaked before too about the exact teraflops, and this seems to be the actual specs of the final unit here. So let's go over the specs. So Nvidia did say that it's going to be 10 times more powerful. Can't really trust Nvidia like I said before, but yeah, let's go look at the specs here. The CPU architecture here, so you're going to be getting a better architecture here. Core clock is no, it's just going to be better architecture, right? So you have 2 cores available, 6 available to developers. The Ampere technology, which is basically based on the 3000 series, I believe, or the 2000 series. I think it's the 2000 series, but yeah, the Maxwell series is based on the 7000 series, the 700 series, I believe. So it's a pretty big jump. So the CUDA cores doesn't really matter too much here. GPU clocks, so this is pretty good here, pretty big increase. The memory interface is going to be much better here, 128-bit, so that's going to be much better. More system RAM, which is great. So yeah, I mean, these are the specs here, guys. The bandwidth is going to be better. So a lot of people are basically comparing this to the PS4, which, I mean, you can compare it to the PS4 if you want to. It's more powerful than the PS4, you know. Like, people, a lot of these Switch 2 haters are like, oh hey, just as powerful as the PS4, but literally, you know, there are developers coming out and saying that this is a very, very powerful piece of hardware. We had Randy Pitchford from Gearbox, who is developing Borderlands 4 on the Nintendo Switch 2, saying that it's a very powerful system. We have the Claire Obscure Expedition 33. If I can ever get that name right, that name is so hard to pronounce. Okay, that game is apparently, the developer said that it would be pretty interesting if it were to come to the Switch 2, meaning that it's probably possible that it will come to Switch 2. And these are games that are only on PS5 and Series X and PC. So when a developer tells you that these games are going to be coming over and the Switch 2 is very powerful, there's no way that you can say, oh hey, it is about as powerful as a PS4. I know Digital Foundry was saying that before. They walk back their comments now. But like I said, Digital Foundry has been wrong in the past. But yeah, guys, what do I think about these specs? I think Nintendo is finally playing with power once again. We're going to be getting PS5 games and Series X games natively on the system, and this is amazing. Nvidia did say that the Switch 2 is about 10 times more powerful. I don't believe so. I think this is kind of more of their marketing scheme, like I said before. But when it comes to the system, it's going to be very powerful, guys. I expect to see all the big games coming over, like Black Myth Wukong, like Cyberpunk. I mean, Cyberpunk's already coming over. Expedition 33. We have so many games that are probably going to be coming over, guys. It's going to be awesome. So I think we'll probably even see some other really, really big games, like maybe even Crisis 4. Like, just the sky is the limit at this point, guys. Like, Nintendo's hardware this time is very, very, very powerful. So we have to take this, you know, at surface that this is going to be a very powerful system, and it's going to have games, and it's going to have graphics that are even on par with the Xbox Series X and the PS5. And the reason behind that is because of Nvidia's DLSS tech. While in theory, if we look at PS5, right, we can see that their hardware is very, very powerful, but they don't have the same upscaling software. Okay, they don't have an upscaling software like a DLSS. DLSS is going to look much better than FSR. A lot of these PlayStation games are using FSR, a lot of the Xbox Series X games are using FSR, and the image quality is not quite as good as DLSS. However, I mean, I think most of our casual audience, like most of the casual audience, will not really notice the difference, to be honest. But if you're more of a hardcore gamer, and especially playing on a 4K TV or a 1440p monitor, you're absolutely going to be able to recognize the difference. It's going to be basically night and day. So yeah, guys, I mean, when it comes to the raw performance, yeah, it's not quite as powerful as the Xbox Series S even, but when we look at the tech that Nvidia has put into the Switch 2, like I said, with DLSS, with other upscaling software, maybe even frame gen, we can use that as well. We can have the ray tracing tech as well. There's a ray tracing like a emulation thing that they have, emulation layer or something like that. We're going to be seeing a lot of these games come over. The only games that I think that we might not see come over is maybe something like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, maybe something like Doom the Dark Ages, that are ray tracing only games. However, with Nvidia's tech, it actually could be possible as well. So I'm actually very, very excited to see what the Switch 2 has up its sleeve at this point, guys. All the Switch 2 haters saying, oh hey, the system was not worth it, not a good price or whatever, $80 games, when literally they buy $70 broken games that are literally a broken mess. These people are literally eating their words right now, man. It's kind of funny because they really think that the Switch 2 is so weak that, like, oh, it's just as powerful as a PS4. Did you ever see, like, you know, these games coming over to PS4 and running this good and looking this good? Like, Cyberpunk looks terrible on the PS4. If you look at Cyberpunk's like gameplay footage that they released, it looks way better on the Switch 2, man. It looks way better on the Switch 2. So really, guys, I mean, every single game probably should be able to come over to the Switch 2, and that really makes me happy because, you know, I definitely invested in this system here. I paid $629 Canadian in order to get this system, and then $125 for Mario Kart. So I mean, hey, this is going to be a really, really cool generation, guys. I'm very, very excited here for the Switch 2. It's going to be releasing very, very soon. So yeah, guys, what do you guys think about the Switch 2? Please let me know in the comments down below, and thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, have a good one. Peace.